Chapter 1. The Outcome. The large courtroom smelled of old musty leather and rustic wood. As I took in every detail of our surroundings, I nervously fiddled with the rings on my fingers. Only my heart pounding in my chest and the sound of Daniel breathing heavily could be heard. We all knew I was guilty, there was no denying it, but it was the sentence I was about to receive that worried me. The large oak doors creaked open. People hurriedly began to appear along with the sound of voices echoing as they chatted amongst themselves, making their way to their seats. One by one, the chairs arranged in a crescent shape at the front of the courtroom were filled with people carrying paperwork, briefcases, or both. I counted about 20 in total, plus the judge who took pole position on the front desk, above everyone else. The fiddling of my fingers turned to toe-tapping. Daniel glared at me, prompting me to stop. I couldn't help it. I was nervous as hell. All rise. It was like the scene from a film I had watched. The judge banged his gavel as hard as he could on the sound block in front of him, bringing attention and focus to the ruling for the rest of the magistrates and tribunal members in the room. I stood up, and so did Daniel. He was holding my hand the whole time like a pillar of strength. The court clerk began speaking, but the words just bounced around my head like white noise. I couldn't concentrate, my mind wandering onto matters that weren't important. I began thinking to myself, what if I am arrested and jailed? How will Daniel cope on his own? Will he find a new girlfriend or a new mum for Jack? What kind of a mother am I to be recklessly drink driving? Too late now. It was how I moved on from here that would make all the difference. I felt Daniel shake my arm, bringing me back into the room. I looked up at him, confused. The court clerk was addressing me, waiting for my response, but I didn't know what he had said. Madam, could you please confirm your full name and address the court? He looked angry and impatient. I'm sorry, Miss Rose Patricia Murrell, Your Honour. I needed to concentrate for longer than 5 minutes. It was so important and serious, but as usual my attention span got the better of me. I drifted away again, studying the pillar next to me. I looked at the carved wood detail on it and began appreciating just how beautiful it was. It must have taken somebody ages to achieve that. Daniel glared at me yet again. I felt like a naughty child at a boring church service. Rose, you have to listen, he growled. I know, I answered back as quietly as I could. The judge stared down at me but said nothing. I understand that the accused is on trial for the offence of driving under the influence of alcohol, careless and reckless driving, failure to stop at a red light, and failure to stop at the scene of an incident. Is that correct? The court clerk was reading the list of convictions from the paperwork in front of him like a shopping list. He addressed my solicitor to confirm. That is correct, Your Honour. He nodded his head. I dropped my head in shame. Daniel looked at me. It was the first time that he heard about all of my offences. He knew that I was arrested by the police for drink driving, but he wasn't aware of the other charges. To be honest, I didn't remember any of them, as I was that drunk, but my solicitor had told me what I was being charged for and what I was up against. I could feel Daniel's eyes burning a hole in the side of my face, but I didn't dare look up at him. He let go of my hand like he was ashamed and embarrassed of me. Who wouldn't be? And how does the accused plead? The judge asked.